My top 3 World Cup goals. I will say number 3, Dennis Bergkamp against Argentina in France 98. Number 2, the last goal from Brazil against Italy in the World Cup 1917. Amazing team goal, the best team goal ever. And number 1, of course, Diego Armando Maradona against England in Mexico 1986. The goal of the century.
Top 3 goals. Let's see, top 3 World Cup goals. First for me is, well, I'm wearing it. The Bergkamp goal versus Argentina in 98 was just iconic. I think everything about it, and the commentary makes it even better. But the touch, the finish, the celebration, everything about that goal was just, memorable for me. So definitely that's my number 1. Another Dutch goal for me, which was always one of the top goals and just epitomised the kind of player this person was Van Persie's goal. 2014 versus Spain. Quality goal, that one. I really enjoyed that one, the technique. It reminded me of his other one that he scored, the volley against Charlton he scored for Arsenal, but that dual header, the diving header, brilliant goal. In terms of the third goal for me, I really undernard about this one. Because I really like Laninho's goal, Brazil versus Italy in the playoff for third or fourth place. 78, I want to say. Yeah, that was a great goal. But I think for me, I'm going to go with Owens in 98. It was a breakout goal, bursting onto the scene internationally, as Mika would say. But great run, great goal, and I think it just shows how good he was at the goal scoring. I think I was looking at someone's record, the young age of, is it Lamine Yamal's goal and assist ratio is like 1 per goal or assist ratio, one per 90 minutes a season. I think what Owens would have been if he was playing now, I think it would be on similar levels. So definitely Owen in 98.
Top 3 goals. Dennis Bergkamp, the scorer of great goals. France 98, Holland against Argentina. You've seen it, I've seen it. Everyone's seen it. Crazy. Robin Van Persie, the Flying Dutchman against Spain for Holland, of course. That diving header. Pure ingenuity. Brilliant. And finally, Cambiasso versus Serbia. 2006, I believe. The team goal. That was lovely. That was my first taste of tiki-taka. So that was beautiful.
Straight away, work getting in the way of the pod. Yeah, and a cough. Yeah. My own questions now. Top 3 World Cup goals. For me, there's so many that pop into my head. I had about 20 that went through. First one for me, always gives me goosebumps, is the Socrates equaliser against Italy in 82, where Zico turns, John Watson says he's through Gentile here, he plays a reverse ball for Socrates. Socrates smashes it near post, passes off. It's an absolutely brilliant goal. Number 2, same World Cup, Eder. If it's not on your list, I don't know what you're doing. Soviet Union against Brazil. Brazil obviously can't defend. Ball gets, Socrates has just equalised with an absolute banger from tiles out. And the ball gets squared to, I think it's Socrates again, and he does a dummy. He runs it through his legs, and Eder just flicks it up, bang, without even seeing it. Flicks up for himself, scores. Brilliant goal. And then, there's so many. Do you know what? I want to say Maradona's goal against England, obviously the goal of the century. I'm probably going to go a bit more modern and talk about James' goal. And he'd already got a really good one against Japan earlier in that tournament, where he kind of goes one way, goes the other way, loves the keeper. But the goal, the volley against Uruguay in the round of 16 has got to be number 3.
So, top 3 goals. Pavard, France, 2018. James Rodriguez, Colombia, 2014. And then Ronaldinho against England when he basically lobbed David Seaman. My favourite World Cup was probably that I've seen 2022.
Favourite World Cup. Special place in my heart. USA 94 and France 98. They were my first 2 that I was old enough to enjoy, especially France '98. But World Cup 2006 had all my favourite players that really loved that one.
Favourite World Cup? I think I actually seen some of the other guys' answers to this. Mine is 1994 as well. Unlike this one, in 1994 there were lots of games that kicked off at like good times for European audiences, like 4 p.m. There weren't many like sort of midnights, but no 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Games. It's all gone woke now. It's a joke, obviously. But yeah, no, the 99 John Aldridge in the sun arguing with an official on the side. Baggio basically coming to life in a knockout stage. Obviously, Carlos and I did an episode on that. Oh, there's so many. Iachini in the goal, giving it that when he scores against Bulgaria. Maradona's goal against Greece, which is wrongly stated as his last ever World Cup game. It wasn't, because that was his first game of the tournament, the second game where he sets up, and I would maintain, I said it in the pod, that he set up both goals. He did set up both goals because he flicks the ball quickly for Batistuta to shoot for the first one. And God, there's just so much of the 1994 World Cup was brilliant.
Favourite World Cup? There was two for this. 2002 was a big one for me. Getting to see everything, really fully into all the games, really emotionally attached to it. Yeah, it was a really good one. But I think I'm going to go 2018 because it was just a great year all round, a great summer, great World Cup wave, vibes were good, England did well. Yeah, I think it was just like the epitome of everything that just went right that year for me personally, but also in the World Cup. It meant a lot to me. I know that year is the year I got married, Travis. I know it's the year the twins were born as well. So yeah, great year all round, I think, that one.
My favorite World Cup was USA 1994. I was 12 years old and I was able to watch every game after the school.
I get goosebumps from watching Zidane. Just going back and looking at the highlights, Zidane versus Brazil. I haven't had the time to go back and watch the full match, but from the highlights, the way Zidane played against Brazil, it's pretty good, wasn't he? Pretty good.
Moment that gives me goosebumps. For me, controversially, I think for goosebumps, it'll go before the World Cup. Beckham scoring that goal against Greece at Old Trafford. Never you see that goal and hear the commentary alongside it. I think, interestingly, hearing the radio commentary alongside it is really good. However, I think it's the build-up for each game, especially the knockout games. You get to that few hours before you start, or even the morning of, start listening to all those songs. You're hearing Three Lions, hearing Fat Les and Vindaloo. They're all the things that gives me the goosebumps and makes me feel like part of the World Cup. I don't think you see that anymore. Remember the music channels? Remember TV music video channels? And they used to just play football songs like all day on game days, and it just really got you in the mood. Yeah, and I think that's the goosebump thing for me. I remember writing even an English paper about it, about the Three Lions song and how it spoke to my emotions and everything. Yeah, really, that's probably my goosebumps. I'll go with that. A different view on it.
Moment that gives me goosebumps. I've mentioned two of them already. Like there's the Socrates goal. Oh God! Honestly, thinking about it makes me think. The Maradona run from the halfway line against us is an absolute it gives you goosebumps. God, is there anything else? There's probably tons, and I genuinely do. I actually get goosebumps sometimes when I watch World Cup games. I'm not normal.
The most emotional moment for me is not in the final tournament, but in the qualifiers when Peru beat New Zealand and qualified to the World Cup for the first time after 32 years.
So, least favourite World Cup moment? Watching Harry Kane sky a pen against France.
The worst World Cup moment for me is definitely David Beckham getting his red card. Thought we were doing really well up to that moment, and the game was really, really good. And I was still excited as the game went on. I can't really remember the game, to be honest, now, but that was really. I was gutted, to be honest with you. Really gutted.
Least favorite World Cup moment. I think it's the one thing I just don't like it being politicized. I hate it when that takes away from it, when people use it as an opportunity to do promote other things or do other things, when it takes it away from football. The sport really should be a coming together celebration. But the other thing I don't like is when players act badly on the world stage. You know, this is what influences people most. This is what kids will copy. You know, Neymar's theatrics in Russia 2018, I think stick out at the moment. Zidane's headbutt. These are things that really kids do look out and see, and they're the things that they can start to copy. So I'll go with theatrics. No diving, no rolling around, please, because we see it enough. We don't need to see any more of it.
My least favorite World Cup moment is when I experienced that Diego Maradona was suspended from the FIFA World Cup 94.
Least favourite World Cup moment, I'm going to talk about, and I've had a bit of debate with a few people about this. I'm going to talk about it again. I was talking to someone at work about it yesterday. The concept of the golden generation. Rubbish. England did not have a golden generation in the noughties. They didn't. Other teams were way better than them. They just had a load of players that played very well in the Premier League. And everyone sat and went, oh, it's a golden generation. They weren't a golden generation. Look at the records or the results. The results speak for themselves. Went to the 2006 World Cup, stunk it out. Everyone's like, oh, we beat Paraguay. We beat Paraguay. An own goal very early in the game. Paraguay came into it. We really struggled. Second game, struggled to break down Trinidad. Third game, showed they were quite leaky against Sweden in quite an even game. I remember Carragher giving the ball away a couple of times for the Swedish goals, I think. Just wasn't the golden generation at all. The Ecuador game, Beckham free kick was brilliant, but actually we played terribly against Ecuador. And then we played badly against Portugal, which is why Rooney gets sent off, because we just keep lumping it up to him. No, it's not a World Cup, but we don't qualify for Euro 2008, so hardly a golden generation. And then, last but not least, 2010, we're useless. Absolutely useless in 2010. Yes, Lampard's goal gets wrongly disallowed, but we stunk that tournament out again. How many tournaments do you have to go to and stink out, including 2014 as well, by the way? And I know they're older by that point, but the point stands. How many tournaments do you have to go and stink out before people just go, you're not actually a golden generation?
From this year World Cup, I don't expect too much quality in the group stage, but I really expect for the big clashes in the knockout stage, especially between France, England, Spain, Argentina, and Brazil.
I'm looking forward to some of the bigger teams playing the smaller teams.
What am I looking forward to this year? It's a strange one. I think being in the US, there's been a lot of talk about it and how it could be bad. But I actually think that the support and the chance, especially from some of the European countries, that you're going to get coming out of it, and the irony about it all could actually make it really funny, really hilarious. It's a big World Cup this year, the first of its kind in that sense. So I'm really looking forward to the smaller countries, the celebrations, just the enjoyment of it. You know, Carousel turning up in the converted blue school bus, you know, the players arriving on there, that was just hilarious. So I think teams making the most of it. I think the US fans will just embody it and get on with it and really enjoy it, and I think that will add to it. I'm really looking forward to the support, the fans' experiences, and the smaller countries' experiences, because I think that's what really makes the World Cup, and really where you get to see a sense of how good it's going to be. Everyone said the same thing about Russia. Is it going to be the same? The fans made it a great World Cup. Qatar, is everything going to be good in Qatar? Is it going to be a great one? The fans is what made it, and you get, once they have a good experience, that feeds onto the pitch, and I think naturally, and everyone else feels a good vibe. So I think with all the political things that have happened around this World Cup, hopefully that happens again and fan power wins. In terms of winning the World Cup,
the thing that I'm looking forward to, and it's quite exciting actually, is a lot of teams, the third place going through in the group stage. Be very interesting to see the group stage drama and what the best third place teams going through, what they will do, and any upsets that will cause.
What am I looking forward to this year? I'm looking forward to the World Cup. 4 years. It's a bloody long time. I say it all the time. It's the reason why I insist on watching every game and not doing anything. The next World Cup, I'm going to be almost 50 at the next World Cup. They don't come around that often. People should, if you're a football fan, you should absolutely enjoy the World Cup. It's such a moment in time. It's a moment in politics. It's a moment in culture. So I am looking forward to the concept of being in a World Cup. And it is the 11th of June and it is World Cup Day today. And there is a moment where I will genuinely pinch myself watching a game and be like, I am watching a World Cup. It's such a privileged position to be in a Western society, in modern day society. People take it for granted. Yeah, they happen every 4 years. So much stuff will happen in between now and the next one. Don't even know if you're going to be around for the next one. Like, without speaking morbidly, enjoy them all. Enjoy them all. This World Cup's going to be maybe not as good as some of the others because of some of the other stuff, but yeah.
I'm going to be lazy with the winners to pick my winners. It's basically, I think Spain will win it, but my heart says England.
So the winners this year are going to be, England, France.
And about the possible winners, I really expect that either Brazil or Argentina win this World Cup.
I would love to say England. I can't see past Spain at the moment. I think France are the only team that could probably beat them on their day. It depends if Harry Kane does perform well. Then yeah, we're in a chance. But yeah, I think Spain for me are gonna win it. In terms of notable dark horses, I think Netherlands, they'll have a good run. I think Japan and Morocco will have a good run, but might surprise some people. Not everyone. I don't think it'll surprise everyone, but I think they'll have a good run and test people as well. And if they get to the knockout stages, which I think both will, then it just depends on how they play in those games and who turns up. You never know, there might be an odd upset there.
Winners, in my prediction competition, I've got some crazy stuff happening. I've got Brazil. So, like, if Netherlands come second in their group, they play Brazil in the round of 32, and I think they could actually beat them. And I think they could come second in their group because of Japan. And I also had France coming second on goal difference to Norway because I think both teams might draw with each other. But I think Norway could go, because of what we saw in the qualifiers, Norway could win their games by more. Probably won't happen. But on the subject of who wins the World Cup, I genuinely think France could win the World Cup looking at the strength of their squad. Obviously, Spain, big factor is heat and pressing and the ability to press in the heat. We'll see. But I'm going to say France. I've got my France top on. I've got my France 2010 top on. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. It's World Cup day.
I'll tell you what, it's been a long road to get to record this. This is my 8th time. Thanks a lot, Travis, for this. It's wicked to do this, but it's taken me ages. I'll speak to you soon, mate. Take care.
So yeah, that's it for me.